There is a quiet moment that most people recognize. It's the moment when you suddenly don't feel like yourself anymore. You're doing the same job, living in the same body, surrounded by the same people, yet something inside you feels different. You look at your old reactions and think, I don't respond that way anymore. You remember an old version of yourself and feel distant from it, not because you changed your life yet, but because something inside had already shifted. This moment matters more than most people realize, because it reveals a truth science is only now catching up to. You are not a fixed self. You are not a personality carved in stone. You are not your past, your habits, or your story. You are a field of possibilities, and identity is the version that collapses into experience. Let's slow this down. Think about how identity is usually taught. We say, I am an anxious person. I am confident. I am unlucky in love. I am successful. I am shy, as if identity is a thing, a possession, something permanent. But nature doesn't work in fixed objects. Nature works in processes. Weather isn't a thing, it's a system. A wave isn't a thing, it's movement. A flame isn't a thing, it's a process sustained moment by moment. And neither are you. Modern neuroscience shows that the brain is not designed to tell you who you are. It is designed to predict what you need to be next. Carl Friston's free energy principle tells us something radical. Your brain is constantly running simulations of you, testing which version best reduces uncertainty, threat, and surprise. Your sense of identity is not discovered. It is selected. That means the self you experience today is not who you truly are. It is the version your nervous system believes is safest, most familiar, and most efficient. Pause here. This explains why people stay stuck in identities that hurt them. Why someone remains the anxious one, even after healing opportunities appear. Why people sabotage change the moment it starts working. Because the old identity is more probable, not more true, more familiar. In physics, systems fall into attractors. In psychology, identity does the same. Now bring in quantum mechanics. In the quantum world, a particle does not have a single state. Before measurement, it exists as a superposition, many possible states at once. Only when observed does one version become real. Identity behaves the same way. At any moment, you exist as the version who speaks up, the version who stays silent, the version who trusts, the version who doubts, the version who opens, the version who protects. All of them exist simultaneously as potential. What determines which one appears? Emotion, context, assumption, attention. This is where Lisa Feldman Barrett's work becomes essential. She shows that emotions are not reactions to reality. They are predictions. Your brain predicts what you are feeling, and then your body follows. So identity does not follow emotion. Emotion selects identity. The moment your emotional state changes, the probability landscape of who you can be changes with it. This is why real change often feels sudden. People say, something just clicked. I don't know why, but I'm done. I woke up different. Nothing mystical happened. A different identity became more probable and collapsed into experience. Let's go deeper. Francisco Varela and Humberto Maturana described the self as autopoietic, a system that continuously recreates itself. There is no permanent you behind the scenes. There is only a loop: perception, emotion, prediction, behavior, feedback, and perception again. This loop creates the illusion of a stable self. But the loop can reorganize. Gerald Edelman showed that the brain works through selection, not instruction. Neural patterns compete. Some strengthen, others weaken. Your identity is the pattern that keeps winning. Not because it's right, but because it's reinforced. Now notice the implication. You don't change by fighting the old identity. You change by starving it of probability. When you stop emotionally feeding the old self, it loses coherence. When you emotionally embody a new self, that version strengthens. Max Tegmark takes this further. He suggests that reality, including identity, is made of information structures. You are not a body first. You are not a mind first. You are a pattern, and patterns can reorganize. This reframes transformation completely. You are not becoming someone new. You are selecting a different configuration of yourself that already exists as potential. This is why growth doesn't always feel like effort. Sometimes it feels like remembering. Anil Seth calls the self a controlled hallucination. Not because it's fake, but because it's actively constructed. The self is not lying to you. It's doing its best with the information it has. But once you see that identity is constructed, you gain freedom. You stop asking, "How do I fix myself?" and start asking, "Which version of myself am I feeding?" Because every thought you rehearse, every emotional state you linger in, every assumption you repeat, adds probability weight to a specific identity. This explains something subtle but powerful. Why changing your story changes your life. Why confidence shifts outcomes before skills do. Why self-worth alters relationships without conversation. Why healing inside reorganizes the outside. Identity is upstream of reality. Your life is not responding to your desires. It is responding to your collapsed self-state. When your internal model of who you are changes, your perception changes. When perception changes, behavior changes. When behavior changes, feedback changes. When feedback changes, reality reorganizes. This is not manifestation as belief. This is systems theory. And here is the most liberating part. You do not need to know how to change your life to change your identity. You do not need evidence. You do not need permission. You do not need the past to agree. You only need to stabilize the emotional and cognitive state of the version of you that already exists beyond the old pattern. That version is not imaginary. It is probabilistic. And probability collapses faster than circumstance. This is why people who truly shift internally often say, "I don't know why, but things just started aligning." They did not force reality. They stopped collapsing the old self. So let's close with this. You are not broken. You are not late. You are not behind. You are simply collapsing a familiar version of yourself again and again. And the moment you realize identity is a probability field, you gain choice. Not forced choice. Not effortful choice. Selection. You do not change your life by becoming worthy. You change your life by selecting the version of you that already knows it is. You are not one self. You are many. And the one you experience is the one you emotionally align with. This is the quantum self. This is identity as a probability field. And this is where real transformation begins.